It's a little echoey. Good time because I'm in Calgary and I've been traveling for the past several weeks, kind of unexpectedly. So, today on the Amanda Kaufman Show, I'm going to be talking to you about building a coaching business in the context of a real life. And I think that this is a really important subject because so many people are feeling like they can't, that it's like a either or thing. Like you can either have your life and it has to look like this one particular way that it's always looked like, or you can buck it all and you can pursue your entrepreneurial lifestyle. So, if we haven't met before, by the way, my name is Amanda Kaufman, and I've been building my entrepreneurial life for about 7 years now. And I have been helping other coaches to find their dream clients, to have their messaging that actually connects and is authentic. I've helped coaches with setting up systems so that they can build a real business in the context of their life, have a real impact, not just talk about it, but really, really get out there with their coaching business. And I'm the founder of the Coaches Plaza. And I started the Coaches Plaza because I knew that it was going to be for sure challenging becoming a full-time entrepreneur after having built a corporate career for a decade, to turn around and to build something from scratch with an online business wasn't going to be easy. I started my online business while I was pregnant with number 4, and I had minivan payments. I had the house. I had like a lot that I was trying to keep up with as a mom and as a breadwinner. And I wanted so badly to live in my genius zone and be a coach. And I still remember, consuming a lot of online marketing at the time that talked about living in your genius zone, making a profit online, making 7 figures, doing all of those things. And I had a healthy amount of skepticism around that. And I think you should have a healthy amount of skepticism around that, because nothing in this life worth doing comes that easy. To be able to build something that is going to have value and carry real value requires a significant amount of knowledge, of understanding, of skill, of connection, of connections, network, and to believe that you just download this free thing and you're going to have the answers, the key. You will have probably a blueprint. You'll probably have the outline, but there's so much that goes into it. And, that's just logical, isn't it? So I wanted to talk today about what does it really take? Because if you can get clear about what it actually takes, you're going to learn that actually your existing job is just as difficult. Your existing career is just as difficult, especially if what you're doing is out of alignment. If what you're doing now is not aligned because you don't jive with the culture that you're working in, or you don't enjoy the type of work that you're doing, or you don't feel like there's an appreciation for the kind of work that you do, or there's just like a lot of personality conflict that goes on in what you are trying to do for your career, that is also really hard. Like life life is not actually easy, and there can be a lot more flow when you find the thing that you feel is so much more aligned to what you do. So what I wanted to talk to you about today was really about this idea of building your coaching business. If coaching is the thing that you do, that's what a lot of people talk to me about, is like, how do I build a business coaching other people that is aligned to what I want to do? And the thing is it is extremely possible to do that, but you need a few things. Number one, you need a skill that actually helps people do things faster with greater confidence. Okay, faster with greater confidence, and that they want you in the room to help them achieve. Like that's the beginner thing. So if you don't feel that you actually have that, there's so many ways to gain that. So you can gain that through practical work experience, you can gain that through certification, you can gain that through education, you can gain that through like so many ways to learn, to grow. There's so many ways. But the first thing is to help people to be able to achieve, become, create, or do something faster with greater confidence and to be better off because you are in the room. So that's the number one first thing. The second thing is you need to find people who are already on their way, already on a path. So this is called identifying a market. So rather than creating or manufacturing a market, inventing a market, finding people who are doing something else and convincing them to come over here. I think the greatest lesson that I've ever really learned is that there's so many people out there that are already wanting help, like help them. Now, this is where it gets very confusing because a lot of people think like the easiest thing to do is to find like people who are begging for help, that are like explicitly asking for help. The thing is that everyone, literally every human being, wants help with something. But the way that they ask for that help could be very different because the way that people communicate is very different. So you don't have to decide that you're going to help people who have no money to pay for a premium service like coaching. You can choose to work with people who have the capacity to pay. And so kind of my rough estimate of whether somebody can invest in coaching is like, well, do they have the kind of lifestyle where they can afford a Costco membership? If they can afford a luxury like paying for a membership to go shopping somewhere, then they probably have the extras to be able to afford the extras in life. Now, how they're prioritizing those extras is completely up to them. But I use that as a little bit of a barometer to figure out, like, are they just getting by? Like they can't afford a car or something like that? Or are they in this place that they have the extras in life? And so if they've got the extras, then they can choose whether they want to invest in those extras. So that's the second big thing, is identifying those people. The third big thing is you absolutely must build a business in the context of a real life. So the biggest mistake I see most entrepreneurs make is they get technically really, really good at the thing that they do. So instead of thinking about being a coach, I want you to think about, what if you were an amazing baker? If you were an amazing baker, let's say you made the most beautiful pies in the land, but you built your whole business around whether or not you were actively baking pies. That's going to be a depleting, exhausting, and horrible business because you're always going to be in the kitchen baking pies and you're never going to have time to market your pies, to build relationships with your best pie customers. You're going to have a lot of difficulty. It's going to be really important that you master what is it about your process of pie baking that makes your pies so good. It's the process that makes the business. It's not you that makes the business. You are not the business. Same thing with your coaching. What is it about your coaching that makes your coaching so fabulous? And get yourself out of the picture. You are not your business. So what that allows you to do is it allows you to come outside of it, to be able to talk about it, to be able to market it with your messaging, to be able to build systems around it, to be able to recruit support around it, to be able to hire team around it, to be able to have systems around it. Because here's one thing that's absolutely certain. Your life is going to show up as you are building this business. A lot of people, when they start building the business, they think, oh, well, maybe I can just rush out there. I'm guilty of this. Rush out there and like get this thing going in the next 90 days. Well, don't you want something sustainable? Don't you want something that's going to last over the long term? I'm sure you do. So think in like over the last 10 years, Have you had any tragedies that you've faced? Have you had any difficulties? Have there been any pandemics or things like that that have shown up that you didn't expect? That's going to happen in the next 10 years. I don't know for certain what's going to happen, but I know something will. And so if you can build your business around processes and systems that are going to help you deal with the natural ebbs and flows of life, you are going to be so much better off. All right, my name is Amanda Kaufman, and you're watching The Amanda Kaufman Show. I hope you love this, and I've got so much cool training coming your way. We're wrapping up the end of 2023. We're getting ready for 2024. Do make sure you're part of the Coaches Plaza community. Come join us in www.thecoachesplaza. That's coachesesplaza.com. Come check out our community. It is absolutely free. You can come and see all of our amazing trainings that'll help you market and sell your coaching services in an authentic way so you can have your impact and you can accelerate it. We'll see you soon.